Hello, Alakazam Unlimited viewers, and welcome to your acting class. My name's Simon Lipkin. I have spent the last 20 years of my life on stage and in front of cameras acting alongside being a magician. And I would love to just spend some time talking to you about acting in magic, because I think it's such an important thing, right? And I know we all talk about character and who is your character, and often I think we misunderstand what the actual meaning of acting is, what the actual meaning of connecting is. It's not playing a part, it's not pretending to be a magician or a mind reader. Acting in magic is all about your true authenticity. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you have to be yourself and serious. You can be a crazy character, but you have to approach that character with the inherent truth that you have inside of you. What can you, as the performer that you are, with the personality types that you have, bring to your performance style and your magic? And over the next short amount of time, we're going to explore that. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that, on how to respond and talk to an audience, on how to be on stage if you're working stage, and little tips and techniques that can help you with that. Because here's something that I truly believe. As magicians, we spend hours refining a double lift or a billet switch or a pass or a piece of misdirection. And the one biggest piece of misdirection that we have in our arsenal as magicians is our personality. You can distract and you can focus anyone's attention anywhere using what you already have. That move, that precise thing that you're going to do this to make them look there, to get that done. Well, if I make you laugh or ask you a question or genuinely connect with you in some way, I guarantee you that top change can now be done like this rather than having to be done on some weird beat. So let's spend as much time focusing on who we are, how we connect, how we act as a magician, as we do working on all of that incredible technique. And then there's no stopping us. So let's get into this. So I want to talk to you a little bit about who you are. Here's the thing. We cannot hide who we are as a person. If you are confident, shy, if you are geeky or cool or sexy, or those things are impossible to keep hidden. So as an actor, when I'm playing a part, I know the parts that I've got a chance of getting and not getting, because if I'm up for small, unconfident, put upon person who has been hounded on all of his life, there is something inherently, not even just in my physicality, I'm 6'2", I'm not a small man, but in my personality, I have a front-footedness to myself. So if I start to be coy and shy, it might work and there might be a way to do that, but inherently that's not who I am as a person. Therefore, an audience isn't ever really going to believe me as that person. So 75% of what we say to each other is non-verbal, which sounds like a mentalist's line, but it isn't. We genuinely give away so much and have such a huge conversation with our body language. And that is what acting is. If you're having a conversation with someone and someone is nodding along with you, it's their way of letting you know that they're listening to you, that they're interested. You see their eyes flicker away, you know they're not interested. You're at a party, someone's looking over your shoulder, you know that you're not important to them. You then respond in that moment with a physicality that will make them feel uncomfortable, and you both know you've got to wrap this conversation up. Acting is recreating those moments, is understanding that when an audience is watching you, whether that be one person that you're performing close up to, or an audience of 1,000 people, they are reading your body language. They are understanding. They know when you are lying to them. You will have gone to see plays or watched a film where you just think, I don't know why, I just don't buy this. You're not bad. You're not doing a bad job. I just don't believe you. There's something that doesn't connect with me. When you see people on stage and they look a bit wooden and they're performing, it's because that physicality doesn't make sense to you. the minutiae of the movement in your skills as a magician to look as natural as possible, to make that move look like that is how I would do it, is exactly what we need to do with our personalities. We need to mimic real life. We need to apply thought and care. And I don't want you to think that you always have to be thinking about what it is you're saying and how you're saying it, because in time it will become second nature, just like all of those moves that you know as magicians. It will become inherent to listen and respond. So start to genuinely question, who am I? How do I present? Ask people that you know and love, what are my big personality traits that are clear? When you first meet me, how do I come across? What do you think of me as a person? Do you think I'm confident, shy? Do you think I'm weird? Do you think I'm funny? Do you think I'm overconfident, arrogant? Whatever that might be, because those are the impressions that the people that you're performing to will get. And it's imperative that you know them, because when you go up, you have to know how you come across. You have to know how you're presenting to that person. And then once you're comfortable with that, you will present so confidently and so authentically. Choose your magic off the back of that. Don't be a con man if you don't have the confidence, right? It's a confidence trick. It's exactly what it is. So start to question where you sit and how you present. And don't fight that. Just genuinely talk as yourself. When you're scripting, whether you like to script or improvise, present like that. Have that overarching thought in your head. In acting, there is a thing called actioning, which means that you would take a line and you would know what your action is. Even though you might be saying 3 sentences, your action might be to agitate, to defend, to show off, right? So in those moments, when you have those moments in your magic, what is my action here? Do I want to explain? Do I want to mystify? Do I want to confuse? And if you start to take your tricks, not with what you're saying as a script, but with the narrative of the trick as a script, and action each moment, then there's going to be clarity in your magic. There's going to be clarity in what you're saying because you know what your action is. And there's going to be clarity in the magic technically because you know, okay, this now means this. Then we're on to this section and this means this. So when you start to put all of this together, what you end up with is a very cohesive performance. And then we get into that conversation about, well, can magicians do mentalism? Do I need to do one skill? Well, if your character is cohesive, then you can do anything you like. As long as everything that you do lives in the world of who you are presenting as, who you are acting as, then everything can work. Everything is on the table. There are no rules to that. So let's move on to the next video and maybe have a look at some techniques as to what we can do and how we can interact and be with people when you're actually in the middle of a performance.